Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday morning paranormal coffee talk. I'm Nighthawk, and Eric's backstage, patiently waiting for me to get through the disclaimer and get into whatever topic we want to today. And I think we're going to start the topic off today with taboos. I just, something tells me we need to discuss what to do about taboos and if they hold any validity and all that. So that'll be the subject to start. The copyright disclaimer is Nighthawk High Strange, this podcast channel, may use some copyrighted materials without specific authorization of the owner, but contends that it falls under the fair use, which is the Copyright Act of 1976. Nighthawk High Strange, this podcast channel, and all the podcasts on the channel declare fair use of any and all content, including the music, to be used for purposes such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, research, parody, and entertainment value. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, otherwise known herein as the fair use. All right. Furthermore, let me see here. Furthermore, good morning, everybody. Some of the subject matter that we talk about on here is some of it's just opinions and speculation and all that. So we urge everybody to do their own research, do their own investigating. Okay. This is, unfortunately, I have to say that it's for entertainment value only, but, we all know why. So that being said, I'm going to get into the comment section and say good morning to everybody and wait for Eric to get his first sip of coffee down his throat, and we'll get on with it here. Let's see here. We've got, who we got in the house? We got, I see, wow, you guys in the chat. Carl, first one through the gate. He even beat that fluffy guy. That's that bizarre and unknown guy. Urso, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Corey, thank you for being here. All right, who else? Roxanne, thank you for being here. All right, Fluffy, thank you for being here.
Fluffy,
Rhonda, good. Good to see you. I like Ike. I'm glad somebody does. That's a good one. Demaria, good to see you. All right, let's see here. Who else? Let's see. I can't. Man, my eyes are just freaking bugging me out. I've got this headache like you cannot believe. Yvonne Van, good to see you. I read your comments about the end of the red rabbit hole. I will be getting back with you about that. Let's see here. Jason, good to see you. All right. Let's see. I think that's everybody. Let me see here. Kyle, good to see you. All right. Anybody else? Daryl, good to see you. I think that's everybody. If I miss somebody, I apologize. I'll try to catch it a little bit later. Oh, Twisted, good to see you. All right. Okay. Got a full house this morning. Anyways, I wanted to get in and start the conversation this morning off, Eric, with taboos. You know, what not to do at the dark, what not to do on certain holidays, like All Saints Day or All Souls Day, Day of the Dead, whatever you want to call it. You know, Christmas holiday, beliefs and stuff, just a lot of the weird stuff. Because I've been going over some stuff in the members only part of the channel, and there is so much taboo out there of what to do and what not to do in whenever we walk in this life, and it is getting to the point where how is any one person supposed to, be able to utilize any of that in their life. You know what I mean? I mean, when I was growing up, we used to drop like if a spoon was dropped on the floor, we'd pick it up and that would tell us that, a male would be coming to our door, or if we dropped a fork, it would tell us, certain somebody's coming to the door. If we dropped a knife, it would mean that somebody was going to get injured, stuff like that. And then, the Native American stuff on top of the normal stuff, like whenever you hear an owl or see an owl, or have interactions with an owl, about that being an omen of death or, from somebody that you
Mm-hmm.
personally know. Um, and then you have the another one is when a crow flies across your path when when you're traveling. That means you're going to run into some type of law. It could be a judge, it could be a police officer, it could be military, could be anything along that lines. But it represents law when it crosses your path. Um, there's just so many of them out there, and I'm kind of curious about what some of the taboos and stuff that everybody else knows about, like yourself, Eric, and everybody in the chat. If you have any taboos you want to drop down in the comment section, let us know.
Yeah, you were built. Oh yeah, for me, I mean it's basic stuff. You don't thump on trees, you don't whistle at the night. Um, you even though I've been known to do it, you're not really supposed to howl at night either. Even though I've
Hmm.
been known to do that. Some will tell you not to. Some, I mean, you kind of hear two and one and two on that one. I've done it. You know.
Right.
Hey, um, let's see here. Oh, what are some other taboos? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Huh. Hey, Misty, don't walk under ladders. That's a good one, Corey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't step on a carousel.
And don't step on a crack. You break your mother's back.
Yep. Whoops, it's the wrong one. Watch out for storms. Stay weather aware. Yeah.
Mhm. When the leaves turn upside
Don't.
down on the tree, that means it's going to rain and storm. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
there's so many.
hmm Um, let's see here. Throwing salt over your right shoulder is good luck. Um,
And what's throwing salt over your left shoulder?
bad luck. You're already. Oh, bad. Oh, no. Yeah, you're wishing bad luck. I think it is, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you're wishing bad luck on somebody. Yeah.
Um, let's see here. I'm trying to remember some other stuff here off the top of my head. Um, don't spit into the wind. Hey, you
Yeah.
don't shit up creek from where you get water.
Yeah.
Of course, I guess those ain't really.
How about
No, I
how
got that
about
dang some.
don't walk backwards? Because that's an old Native
Mm,
American thing where if you walk backwards, you're enticing the tricksters to come in and into your life, and because the tricksters back in the old days would be the ones that we would call the special ones in the Oyate in the nation, and they would wear their clothing backwards. They would ride a horse backwards. All kinds of different things to make themselves appear as a trickster. So yeah, don't walk backwards, otherwise you're gonna, ask a trickster to come into your life. What's some of the other ones? How about
I, I, I caught on to what I was talking about a second ago. I love that Jim Crow song.
uh, let's see, what's some of the other ones?
um,
Um, here's one that I bet you most people don't know about. Um, Clipping your fingernails and toenails. What are you supposed to do with them?
oh, that's Norse. Yeah, you're supposed to throw those away so it doesn't help to build. Oh my God, I forgot the name of hell's ship that Loki will sell to bring about Ragnarok. Your old leather clippings for like shoes and stuff. You're supposed to leave them so that way the god. Oh my gosh, Odin's son can make his powerful boot and kill. Um, oh my God, Fenrir.
Yeah, whistling by the water's edge at night. Yeah,
Don't talk bad about your mother because then you'll have a fast daughter.
yeah. Let's see what else.
Yeah, you're supposed
how about the one? Don't
to.
pick up hitchhikers,
Yeah.
or
Um,
just say no. Uh, I mean, there's so
I've
many
never heard of
things
that
that
one.
there's so
Yeah,
many
it's
things. It really is. Uh,
you don't stand under a tree during a lightning storm. Or so that is a good one. Yeah, that leads to a really bad omen.
oh yeah.
So the thing about these taboos, there is always a kernel of truth behind them. Hey,
Mhm.
the girl.
Now,
Um,
what do you think it has to do with, say, the actual supernatural connection? As far as, do you think that it could, if we don't put forth these certain taboo warnings to every generation, what do you think would happen if to the next generation that doesn't have those taboos? Anything malevolent or?
So there is on some of these, it is said that not only does it affect you, but it affects your bloodline. It can be passed down, and not only that, sometimes it's been known to affect your bloodline and not you. So I mean, it's things you got. There is a lot of these taboos people don't understand. I mean, we're seeing some funny ones in here. Don't get me wrong.
By the way, it's eleven
Um,
eleven a.m. on the East Coast.
uh, some of these we're saying is funny, but some of these are very, very serious. They're deep, deep in our historical culture because of the supernatural ramification of them, and we have to consider that. We definitely have to consider that.
Yeah,
I've seen firsthand on some of these taboos the effects. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I don't whistle at night no more.
right.
There is behind it, it's like every myth. Behind every myth, there's a kernel of truth. Well, behind every superstition, let me rephrase that. Behind your oldest of your superstitions, there is a kernel of truth to be there too.
Hmm. Makes you wonder why it was so important for us to remember things and to it's almost like that, when they used to tell you rhymes and stuff to learn like your ABCs and one, two, threes, and certain
Your
things,
lullaby.
like 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, that kind of stuff, makes you wonder if it's
That's more.
almost a way to semi sync our brains into believing what these taboos and sayings represent.
In some cases, I'll agree with you. Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. That's more of a reconditioning of the mind. Um, that's more of that's a type of mind control. Some of this stuff ain't. Some of this stuff has got legitimate ramifications behind it.
Yeah. And it's like that we all forgot the real main one. Don't ever put a mirror directly across from another mirror.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's a main one. What's God, there's so many more. I can't remember them all though. We had so many
yeah,
growing up that it was insane.
yeah. And thing is whenever you try to think about them, you can't remember them. But when something happens, um, then it clicks. Hey, whoa, this ain't good. Or okay, no, we're good here. Hey, hold on, I got a phone call. It's my daughter.
All right. Yeah, Corey, that mirror rule is a big one, because you can really open up some crap into the whole thing. So historically, cannibalism is the ultimate taboo. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the invention of the mirror was a mistake. They had accidentally spilled something on the back of the glass. Yeah, you're right. Let's see. Yeah, covering a mirror. That's a good one, or so. Covering a mirror in the when a death is in the house is, yes, that's a big one. We used to cover them with black cloth. Um, and another thing too, though, whenever there is like a military person or a law enforcement officer or a fireman that is unalived, um, due to natural or unnatural causes, what do they always put across their badge? They always put a piece of black tape across the badge, as a representation of a fallen one. Um, putting tobacco on the water, or putting tobacco next to a tree, or whenever you're hunting and you say a prayer for the animal giving its life to feed your family, and lay tobacco on the animal, so it's like there's so many of them out there that, when you're brought up, and there's so many different cultures around the world. And I guess that's what I'm trying to get to, is to find out if every culture around the world basically has the same meanings or principles behind these taboos. Like, do we have the same type of taboos here in America that, say, somebody in the Middle East would have? Just different ways of describing it. Or say us and Russia, do we, have the same taboos basically, plus I'm curious to find out what other taboos are out there. So it just, it's just an interesting thing to just kind of understand, because if you think about it, all the way back to the first days that we can remember, even as children, there was all kinds of weird little taboos and stuff, and weird little sayings that we were led to believe that we had to learn. And you have to ask yourself, why was the urgency in such a way that we had to learn these things? They say eating pork gives you bad dreams. Well, I don't know if anybody's going to give up bacon, because bacon is nothing like bacon. Heck, they even got bacon flavored ice cream. I don't know, Amelia. So
Sorry about that.
that's all right. I'm just trying to read the comments.
Yeah, I was trying to do those and talk to her. She was kind of glad I wasn't able to make it last night. She goes, the first night the stage caught on fire. Last night she goes, everything went to hell. She goes, it just was not good. And so she had to tell me about everything, you know, everything bad that happened during the last 2 nights of the play. I was like, hey, I said, I'm still upset at not being able to make it. I said, I've never missed one of your plays before.
Yeah.
And she goes, you know what? I'm kind of glad you did this time. I was like, oh man, I still, I still, it makes me
Oh,
feel
I
bad
never
because
heard
I've
that.
never
I never heard
said,
that. Put Yvonne's comment up about apple juice. Yeah, I never heard that. That's interesting.
yeah, I never heard of that either. I love apple juice. I used to drink it all the time. I don't
I'm gonna
as
try
much as
that.
I used to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
try that. Yeah, I'm
pretty
definitely
good.
gonna
Well,
try that and see what happens.
yeah,
Apple juice is good for cleaning out your thyroid too from radiation.
mhm.
So you all remember that, because of the way the world is right now. Apple juice is a good thyroid cleaner. It
Oh,
may save your life.
I was I was just thinking of I just whenever I was reading Urso's deal about being Romanian, it just dawned on me on a couple other things. The whole term of graveyard shift came about because people were accidentally buried alive, and so they'd literally tie a string to the buried person's toe, and it was connected to a bell, and somebody literally had to walk the graves at night listening for the bells to ring to unbury the people before they suffocated.
Right.
Um, Not only that, but that's also tied with the vampires. It was very taboo. You don't do certain things that'll turn you into a vampire. Certain dark magics can bring about a vampire. There's certain ways to bury vampires, the same way as draugrs and everything else. There's always taboos to those as well because there's actually things that happen to cause people to think this way.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when you bury a vampire, you're supposed to bury it with a blade over its
Yep.
neck.
Or
So if
breaking
it
its
goes
mouth.
to rise, it'll cut its own head off. or
Mm-hmm.
they're buried with an iron spike through them. Um, yeah, there's several different things. But that whole vampire thing, I believe, was a direct result of people questioning whether their deceased loved ones were a vampire, and they would go back and see that their fingers and their hair would grow even after
Mm-hmm.
death, and that to them they thought that meant that they were still alive and they were a vampire.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
that
why
was
that
part
all
of it.
came about.
But there has been stories throughout history of actual vampire encounters. People literally they remember being buried. They remember burying these people, and they came back and went on a blood spree. I mean, it was the Chinese or Japanese. Whenever someone dies in the wrong location, they're known to bring them back as a vampire to take them back to where they're supposed to be properly buried. If the tether was cut, then it ran away. It ran free. But as long as it was tied to that tether, um, it was pretty docile.
Right. I sent you a video clip on Messenger yesterday about vampires. Is there any way you could pull that up and play that for us?
Yeah, yeah. Give me. I'll let you take care of the chat there. Let me get over here.
Okay. Fire,
And pop
yes.
to open.
Okay. Let's see here. I don't dream. I just go to other worlds. Emilius, yes, that's true. Well, there is something
I've had.
with somebody that believes that when we sleep, that's actually a time for our spirit and our soul to go to another dimension and live another aspect of our lives. And then when we wake up, it's our spirit and our soul coming back and returning to our bodies. And the reason they say that too is because the people that do that are the ones that have very vivid dreams. And they usually do dream in color, and they usually do dream about something with family, or interactions like that, or work, or some type of whatever you did in this life. It would almost be similar, but yet different in the other life, if you know what I mean. It's almost like looking in a mirror, but everything's backwards. Um, and then you have the belief of when you sleep, that you spirit walk. Um, a lot of people spirit walk. It's a big thing for Native people, indigenous people. That spirit walking is a representation of a protection, a way to protect, to make sure family members are safe, um, from all harm, both physical and supernatural. Um, oh my God, there's so many of them. Oh, how about oh yeah, never. Oh, what was it with fire?
Fire is a symbol of purification. That's
Yeah, I
why
know, I
fire is
know
tied
that.
to
I'm Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the saying was with the fire about. It was either burning your fingernail clippings, or burning. No, it was burning your hair. If you burn your hair
yeah.
in fire, that what the hell was it? I can't remember. If anybody can remember what that was, please let me know in the chat. I can't remember it.
The first real zombie. I'm trying to find a
Master
vampire one.
terrible.
There's Weird Al.
It'll be the last one I sent you.
The last one I got, see, I was not doing well. The one with the slab of meat on the plate.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, let me open it up. Damn allergies, man. Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Juno, you weren't notified that we were going live. That's that's what kills me, with this whole. It's supposed to send out announcements, and they don't. They hardly ever do. Hey, Poncho.
I get no.
It looked like a magical daycare. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
I'm
sometimes have
reading the
dreams.
comments.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, sometimes I have dreams of being on other planets. I'm usually fighting somebody, but I've had dreams of being in other dimensions fighting forces, and I've been have dreams where I was on other planets fighting demons or aliens. Or it's weird. It's always military based. Every time I have a dream that's outside of this world, it's always military based.
Poncho's in the house. Lori, good to see you. All right, let's see who else we
Hey,
got.
Pancho, hey, Lori. Hey, Dead Wolf.
Yeah, Dead Wolf. Yep. I didn't say good morning to Girl with a Gong yet, but good morning and thank you for being here. Let's see.
Come on. Yeah, I've been having thunder rolls this morning and rain when I woke up this morning. Now my computer's lagging. One of these days I'll be rich and famous and be able to have me some Starlink.
Bounty says that they don't receive notification either. That's just crazy. Hey, Ida.
Check the bell icon, make sure it's on all and not private.
How about the evil eye? Has anybody ever had any dealings with the evil eye? And I know in Ireland, tell me all you, my Irish family out there in the chat, what's the belief with the round stone that has the hole in the center when you look through it? What is it? The Canarley stone or?
Yeah, it's dealt with the Fae.
It's supposed to look through it. You're supposed to give somebody bad luck if you look through it, or the evil eye, something like that. Or it's supposed to. It's something along that lines. Let me know, anybody. Yeah, the Blarney Stone is the one that you're supposed to kiss. But I'm talking about it's like a necklace that you wear, and it's a round, like a donut shaped stone, and it's a green stone, and they say if you look through it at somebody, it either gives them bad luck or it takes away the evil eye that they're giving you, or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Okay. Oh wow, Roxanne. I got it uploaded.
Okay.
I was trying to. Okay. I'll get ready. Okay, if you're ready, I can play her.
All right. Yeah, this is a video I sent to Eric about the vampires.
All right, here we go.
Is this proof that vampires exist? Watch this live TV interview.
So you got the blood test,
Correct.
And he tested you, and what were the results?
The results were inconclusive.
And what does that mean?
Meaning that I have the same type of blood pathogen level, things like that. Everything just came out pretty much inconclusive. They weren't able to come up with any results
any results at all? Were they strange results?
Some things were, yes, higher glycemic levels, things like that.
And what about, you have no body fat?
Correct. If I were to place my hands on one of the electronic counters, it comes up as air every time.
Really?
Correct.
Tell us about these abilities. Okay, first let's do the strength ability. You're 125 pounds and you can bench press how much?
On a Smith climb machine, I've been able to do 270.
I've got 425 pounds over there.
Okay.
Oh, and I want to see you. What is it called? Bench pressing with the legs? I don't know what that's
Yeah, it's called a leg press on a 45-degree angle.
So let's go do that right now. Let's see if you can do that, because that's like pretty amazing. What was that breath? Was that getting ready for
just
something?
making bones. I feel like I'm getting old. One.
It didn't show that slab of meat.
He went
I was
on
kinda curious
to,
about-
yeah, he went on to do that leg press 20 times in that video at 450 pounds, and he's only 125 pounds.
Dang. The girl in the gong answered your deal. Had a hagstone, also known as an alder stone, is a stone that has a natural occurring hole through it.
Yeah, it's a greenish color stone, or it looks almost marbleized too with the green colors.
That's the one that I was thinking he was talking about. Urso was right there, but once he got to explain more, I was trying to remember which one. But as soon as he said it, that's where my first thought went to, was the fairy stone that you can see the fairies. That's where mine automatically went to when you said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can look into the fairy world and stuff like that with that stone. That's why when you started explaining more, I went, oh wait, never mind. I'm thinking of something totally different here.
Corey, that's something that you got to figure out on your own there, brother. I mean, I think it's something to do with your totem spirits, to tell you the truth. Yeah, that's unusual when they all growl at you. I remember I had a vision one time about being unalived by 3 mountain lions, and they all attacked me on different sides. And Michelle, good to see you. And I woke up from that dream, and the very next day, I was supposed to go hunting with a buddy of mine, and come to find out that I slept in and I missed the drive out to the hunting area, and he actually got attacked by a mountain lion.
That's interesting.
Well, thank you, Yvonne.
Trying to.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm trying to get caught up on all the comments here.
Yeah, they're flying by. But the whole vampire thing too, there's even all kinds of taboos in religious texts around the world too, if you think about it. Even the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
A big one that I can think of, what was to protect the slaves during the times of Egypt and the pharaohs with the plague, where all the firstborn's sons were said to die. They painted in blood, lamb's blood, on the door, and the doors that had the lamb's blood on it were the homes that weren't touched with the plague. And that's what I'm getting to. There's so many different. It's hard to discern that what some of these taboos or ways that we were said to remember to do things were legitimate ways that we needed to remember for a reason like that, something that severe, you know, because there's so many different things, throughout our lives that we learn in such a way that it's presented in that manner to us to where we can't forget it, you know. Um, like the saying,
I mean, something.
don't step on a crack, you break your mother's back. I mean,
Hey, Roger.
how we doing, Roger?
Yeah. There's something. I mean, you never trust a snake. You know, look at that coyote and the spider. They tricksters.
Mm-hmm.
Don't trust them. Tricksters. Um, they tell you. Uh, I mean, you got to worry about Midgard. Not Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent. Hey, Jessica. He's known to cause tidal waves and stuff like that when when he thrashes about. I mean, for a very long time, we used to howl at the full moon or at eclipsing moon because we thought the Fenrir was going to eat the moon.
All right. Now
Uh,
here's something that I think a lot of my Native American veteran brothers will understand big time. I'm going to post it.
oh,
Disney's actually utilizing a lot of symbolisms and signage and taboos in their cartoons. The feather that I guess this is a representation of Disney's Pocahontas. I'm not sure, but
that looks
why
like
she
Peter
would wear a
Pan.
feather, why she would wear a feather that way is beyond me. But it depicts that they cut the throat of an enemy, okay, and or took their scalp. There's if it's tipped in with my people, if that notch is tipped in the red, like color of blood, that means you cut the throat of your enemy and took their scalp. So with this, it's a representation of I believe taking the scalp is what it says. So there
Yep.
is when you take the feathers and you strip the center of them, it's killed multiple enemies, and there's so many different ones. Taking the tip off the feather is a good one too. But you'll see little things like this in children's cartoons as to almost making you wonder why they're representing it in a child's cartoon.
Hmm. I believe that one's from Peter Pan. Man, yeah. I never actually put that together because most of the cartoons have when they're dealing with the Native American feathers has a notch in them.
Everything happens for a purpose. The world is a stage.
Hmm. Yep. I'd rather say the world's an oyster and we're its pearl. We just got to remember that we shine and that we're valuable.
Hey, Camo Dad. Hey, Jessica. Yeah, we if we're the pearls, then isn't the pearl what the oyster shits out? So that makes us the shit.
Yep. That's valuable.
We're the shizzle.
We're the shizniz.
Uh,
Yeah, no, it's the pearl is when they get a speck of dust in them, and it builds. It's like so if they get like a grain of sand on them, basically an assist. It's an assist, and it forms a pearl. So all it is protect something protecting them from that grain of sand because they get out of the shells and walk on the floor. When they do that, sometimes they get a speck of sand that sticks on them.
I never wanted to play Pocahontas. I'm not just cut that way.
I'm
For
going to keep my
entertainment
comments
purposes.
Speak for yourself. I'm the He-Man. Yeah, Poncho. They call me the Space Cowboy. Yeah, everybody's radio frequency is
That's
limited in
true.
the. No, our
That's
whole
very
body is
true.
riddled in. Yeah, I mean, our whole body is riddled with frequency. That's why our body's healed to it. It's attuned to it.
Yep.
I didn't. No, pearls are not eggs. I mean, it's their way of guarding themselves from a speck of dust. That's how you create pearls. That's why a lot of pearls are grown. And what they do is they'll get the moistures and they'll infect them with like a grain of sand or a grain of dirt, which causes a pearl. And then that pearl, depending on the quality of the soil or the sand, actually depends on the value of the pearl. So if you get something that's not near as good, you'll get a pearl, but it's not as good quality of pearl. But versus something like clean and good, then you'll get a really fancy pearl, and it's worth a lot of money. A lot of people don't know we don't dive for pearls as much as we used to. We now farm pearls. Most of the pearls you get nowadays is farmed. Hey, Lolo. Oh my God, you just had that Hawaiian song stick in my head now. Who's the Lolo who stole my paka Lolo? I had it here just the other day. I'm sorry, Lolo, but as soon as I seen your name, that popped in my head. It's just a word of base. No worries. I get onto the dog. He's in jail right now. He got in trouble for attacking taco meat. That's why when you started the show, I took off and ran. He got into a taco meat.
What's he doing to taco meat?
Attacking.
He's what?
He attacked taco meat.
Which one? Snow?
Probably. No,
the big
Boar.
one?
Yeah, Boar thinks he's head to the roost. You know, he thinks he's got to bully all the other animals around. So I'm constantly having to get in the middle of his butt. So that's why when you started, I jumped out of here is because he was attacking taco meat. And
doesn't he realize
so
taco meat's about 2 pounds?
He don't care. He thinks the cats are chew toys.
Is taco meat okay?
Yeah, he's fine. I brought him in here with me, and he was happy. He thought I was on to him too because they got into it. I was like, "No, I just want to make sure you're okay." So I kind of held him up to me and brought him in here with me a minute. Then he was ready to get down. He was okay.
I was going to say, put him on the camera, show everybody who you're talking about if you want.
I'll have to go ahead and get him. He's in the living room. I ain't talking about you there, rat dog. Yeah, you got them possums again last night, didn't you? Yeah. You kept them evil possums away again last night.
You guys are going to love this little guy. He was hungry for some taco meat. That's so wrong, Daryl. That's so wrong. Oh man. That wouldn't even, that would be just like an appetizer. That wouldn't even be even, because well, it's not even a whole appetizer. Joshua, good to see you.
There you are. There's my bookies. There's my bookies. Come here. Come here. You were sitting there taking a nap, huh? Yeah. You were taking a nap, huh? Yeah. Taco meat.
This is taco meat, everybody.
Yeah, his name's Bucky, but his nickname's Taco Meat.
Hey, Bucky.
So everybody wants to say hi to you and see how he was after the big bad boar got a hold of you. Yeah.
How old is he?
Oh, he's 3-4 years old.
Oh, he's not very old then, yeah.
Yeah. No, my oldest got him when he was a pup, and then he ended up making his way here after. Yeah, he'll end up making his way here, and he's my buddies, ain't you?
How could Boar attack that cute face? Look at that. Look at that face.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely a woman's dog, but me and him's got a very good connection. So he's
That's
my buddy.
cool. That's cool.
So, I'll let
Hey,
you back
Roger.
down so you can go back. You want to go back taking your nap? Yeah. Okay, buddies. They just wanted to check on you. Come here, rat dog, because I know you're jealous.
Overbuilt, good to see you in there. Val, good to see you. All
And you
right.
got rat dog here. It's the great white possum hunter.
Yeah.
He gets jealous.
Hey, Snow.
He get. Yeah. He was on the mission last night again. The evil possums were attacking the house, and he had to get rid of them. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too funny.
yeah,
Yeah. It goes like this. Taco meat, doink. Snow, rat dog,
Yep.
doink. And then you got
Knucklehead. Yeah, Boar the knucklehead. Yeah, yeah. I've got 6 of them. Overbill. I got 6 freaking cats here right now. Until my daughter moves out, then I'll be down to just 2 cats. Thank God. I got too many
sick.
damn animals.
Good God, that's a lot of cats.
Yeah. Hey, Candy.
Deidre. Hey, Candy.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. I've got as soon as my youngest graduates and moves out, I'll be down to 2 cats and 3 dogs. Because Bucky's not going anywhere. That's my oldest daughter's dog, and I'm caring for him while she's in college.
Sorry, I had to
Yeah.
sneeze.
No worries, Daryl. Yeah, you're right. Come on now. I'm trying to do something, and you're right in my face. You learn your manners. You know your manners. I can see that, Roxanne. I can see that. Yeah, there is a difference between the ocean grains and everything. They still like to use grains of sand because it produces the most purest and most valuable of the pearls. But they've been known to use a lot of other things too. But a place that's got a lot of toxicity into it, a lot of trash and stuff like that, is known to produce some very low quality pearls.
So does that mean if you get sand between your butt cheeks from a beach, if you walk around your whole life squeezing your butt cheeks together, you'll have a diamond?
Let's just say I've learned how do I put this? The romantic movies are not what they portray, and it doesn't make pearls once you're done either. I think that's probably the most politest way I could put that.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's been a rough day. Black plague did not affect cat owners. Huh. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me Google that. I want to Google that and see what comes up. Give me a second.
Yeah, yes, sir. So I was trying to think of a polite way of putting that, but yes, yes, yeah. The movies are lying about the romance on the sea, on a beach. Never, 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 never do romance on the beach. Yeah, yeah, that's right there. Yeah, Lori, blister for sure, not a pearl. Yep. Hmm.
Huh. Google says that there's no definitive evidence to suggest that cat owners were specifically targeted or died at a higher rate than the general population during the Black Plague, otherwise known as the bubonic plague. The plague was primarily spread through fleas and lice, which infested rats and other rodents. While cats could also be infected, the disease mainly spread from person to person. During the Middle Ages, there was a widespread belief that cats were somehow involved in the spread of the plague, and some were even killed. However, this was based on superstition and not specific understanding. There's no historical record to indicate that cat owners were singled out or faced a higher risk of death due to the pet ownership. Cats and the plague. While cats can contract the plague, the survival rate with treatment is also 50%. Today, we understand that cats can be carriers of the plague, but the disease is primarily a zoonotic disease, meaning it spreads from animal to humans. Hmm, that's funny how you talk about that. Makes me think about Bill Gates and his whole plague warning, you know?
Yep. There were so many stupid superstitions back then. Like if you was a female and you owned a black cat, you were a witch,
Well,
and
here's
some
another
say the
one.
dark.
Here's another one with Native Americans. Whenever we unalived somebody, we always put them in the ground face down. That way, their spirit is not able to return.
Yep.
So, and believe it or not, with a lot of the missing people that David Pilates talks about, um, a lot of those people are found face down. So it must
Mm-hmm.
be a belief that is strongly believed in other, shall we say, supernatural or paranormal deities.
Hey, so yeah, no, a black cat. Siamese cats are just cats with really poor attitudes. The thing about a Siamese cat is a one person owner. You can buy the cat for you, but if it likes your husband or your wife or whatever the situation is, um, it'll take to them regardless if you bought the cat for yourself. Siamese cats are a one person cat. But no, a
Mm-hmm.
black cat is was considered if you was a female and you owned a black cat back in the old days, you were a witch.
Uh-oh.
You are correct, or so.
Uh-oh. I got two of them
But
that I feed and take care of and give treats to and everything every
yeah,
day, and that love on me, and they're not even really my cats. They're just the feral ones. But they wait for me to come out of the house and in the morning and feed them, and they're always rubbing up against me, and so,
yep. I get a
and we
kick
all
out of them.
know
I
how
had a
I was
cat named
raised.
Rose. Yep. I had a cat named Rosie. I swear she was part Siamese because she liked me and only me. and she was very possessive over me. And if I brought a female into my home, she wouldn't talk to me. If I brought a female in my home for other purposes, she wouldn't talk to me for 3 days and would let somebody else pet me and stare at me while they're petting her. And she normally
Huh.
didn't let people pet her. She was very possessive
Huh.
over me. Now, speaking of
Yeah.
cats, hi, Aurora.
Speaking of,
Hello.
uh,
Come here. Come here, Aurora. Meow, meow. Come here, meow, meow. Come here. How you doing? How you doing, huh? How you doing, Aurora? How you doing, Mama? How you doing, Mama? I don't know if you guys heard her, but she said hello when she was coming in the first time. Yeah. Hi, honey. Are you feeling better? I was kind of worried about you for a little bit. You feeling better? Yeah. She's my pretty
how
kitty
old
kid.
is Aurora?
Oh, God. She is 8 years old, I think, somewhere around there. Yep. I've got one of those, but he's an asshole. He's called Fluffy Butt. Yeah.
He's called Fluffy Butt, huh?
When he was a kitten, he had the most poofiest butt of you've ever saw. And so that's how he got his name, Fluffy Butt. And he would sit there, and every time he walked, that fur would just. I mean, so he got his nickname Fluffy Butt, and it's kind of stuck to his name. And this is Aurora, my youngest daughter's cat. Yeah, she's been dealing with some sickness here lately, and I've been kind of nursing her back to health. Yeah, doing better now, ain't we?
Well,
Yeah.
the cat population here over exploded overnight. I found out the other day when we were walking Jacob, Tracy and I saw there was like an additional like 10 or 11 cats that we've never seen before outside.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So my monthly bill for cat food just basically quadrupled. So
Bounty wants to know what green eyes mean. Every cat that I have ever lived around me, their eyes will turn green within a month or so. The stone brown cat eye and tiger eye.
green-eyed cats. I've not really ever really heard anything about green-eyed cats. I know with green-eyed people they're healers, and blue-eyed people, but I've never heard of a green-eyed cat being a healer. That's unusual. Huh. I'll have to take a look at the cats that I take care of and see what their eyes look like. Because the one particularly, the black, the older black one that is solid black, I call her Sheba, and she is really something. She would be a great indoor cat. I mean, she's older now. She's probably, I'd say, every bit of 10 years old. But she is the most lovable feral cat you'd ever want to meet. So,
Mila said green-eyed cats are healers.
yeah, I never knew that. I knew that with people.
Oh man, that's how I used to call raccoons in, Cecilia. Is I'd sound like two big boar coons fighting, and you'll get the most dominant boar to come at you. And that's how I used to call coons in. Demiria's got green eyes.
So that means she's a healer.
Mm-hmm. Mila says, notice how cats are always in poverty-stricken areas because they are trying to heal that area energetically. I never thought about that.
Okay, quick poll.
Cecilia says, my daughter.
Out of everybody in the chat, including you, Eric, and me, how many cats do we own? Or do we claim?
6.
So you have 6. I got 2 that I claim, but I feed more than that, a lot more. I can't even count them all. Michelle has 1. Okay. Candy has none. 10. Demaria, you got 2. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's 9, 10, 11, 21, 23, 24. Looks like 24 total so far.
1, 2, there's 3, there's 13, 15. With my 6 is 21, 22, 23, 26,
Tanya's got 1.
27,
12 and 3 inside. Oh my
15.
God.
So
Twisted is,
we're in the
40. Wow.
Twisted is the crazy cat person.
The crazy cat person. Twisted, you're not the crazy cat person, are you?
No. We got to keep an eye on Twisted.
5 inside and 20 outside. Wow, overbuilt.
We're in the 70s range right now.
Yeah, we need a calculator now. 5 inside, 7 out. Okay.
Yeah, we're in the 80s.
Yep. Wow. Let's see if we can get to 100. See how many people have cats. And I know Jessica doesn't. She has that big old brute of a female guard dog.
Freya.
Hey, Celia.
No, man. Anybody, Jessica and DA, apologize to you guys for not catching her shows this past weekend. I've between not having the internet and then yesterday, I immersed myself in work. I just ignored everything.
We're almost to 100. Yeah, we're almost to 100.
We're knocking on 100's door. I just want to apologize to you guys. Got my internet fixed Friday, but yesterday missing my daughter's play kind of put me in a foul mood. So I just immersed myself in yard work yesterday. I'm still pulling thorns out of my body. I'm too stubborn. I still mow in shorts and short sleeve shirts. And I was mowing down thorn bushes yesterday.
I thought you were going to say you pulled thorns out of your butt. I was going to say, ouch.
No, actually, that's why I pulled out my K-bar just a minute ago, because I had another thorn in the side of my index finger on my left hand I was digging out.
That's cute. You still call it a K-bar.
Yeah. That's what it is.
I know. I'm teasing.
I hate hearing that, Bounty. It breaks my heart every time I lose an animal. Aurora's in bliss right now. She's just laying on my chest sleeping. She likes to, when I'm in my fat guy comfy chair, she likes to sit on the head of my fat guy comfy chair and sometimes lick my head and just be close.
Now, what do you all think about the belief in the superstition that cats have 9 lives?
I've seen them drink antifreeze and still live. I've seen them do some other things I swear to God would kill anything normal. I'm wondering if there ain't some truth to that. I hate to say this, but I didn't think Aurora was going to pull out of whatever she was dealing with here. It was causing her to have seizures and everything else. And now her hair's starting to grow back, and she's not seasoned like she was. And so what I think was is she just had some sores on her spine that if it hit her right, it caused her to act like a seize, and it wasn't really a seizure; it was a pinched nerve. But she's doing better now. She's starting to bounce back. She's still a little thin. We still got to fatten her some, but
That's a good comment from Demaria here. I think it's due to their frequency when they purr. There is a calming effect about when
mm-hmm.
they purr. They have a way of
Yep.
like calming anybody down. So yeah, I think there's definitely, some truth to that.
Yeah. I do too. I mean, that's like Aurora. She's laying in my arms right here. You can see her. She's sleeping. She's just sitting here purring away.
Would have
I
been
don't know if you
interesting
guys
to
could
take.
hear
I would have liked to have taken your blood pressure before and after holding
Yeah,
her.
that's not a bit. I never thought about that. The hum. I didn't hear a hum. What hum are you talking about, Van? I don't think I heard a hum. Yeah, Aurora's always purring. Baby Kitty is that way too. Baby Kitty is probably in the laundry room sleeping. She is a very independent cat. Oh, the cat hum. Yeah, she's just purring. She likes being held, and baby kitty is a diva. She's straight diva, and she doesn't like to share attention. She doesn't like
Well,
other cats around her. She doesn't like you holding other cats.
what do you all think about how come cats are more adept to landing on their feet? That to me, that is something that's an ability that
Mm-hmm.
no other animal really has other than cats. So it shows you
I'm,
just how
I'm uh,
sure-footed they can be.
mhm. I mean, I'm. Hey, Tanya, I'm under the impression cats are not of this world. I'm sorry, man. They are just a weird critter all in their own. I mean, everything about cats are different. And I'm not talking about lions and tigers because they have different eyes, different everything. Even though they say they come from them, they're
Right.
just a completely different type of feline. I'm talking about your house cats and themselves are just, they're interesting.
Okay. Now, carrying on this conversation with cats, what do you all think about the existence of the cat people? I'm going to tell you something a truck driver told me about.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably back in 2017, maybe somewhere around there. Um, this truck driver that delivered to my work at the time had told me, and this was like 5 o'clock in the morning when he told me this, that he was coming down through some part of northern Virginia in the countryside, kind of just a 2-lane blacktop road, like a side road, tractor trailer he drove, you know, and he always stopped in and got coffee, where I was working. And
Mm-hmm.
anyways, he told me a
Mm-hmm.
story that within that same week he was delivering somewhere and he was taking the same road that he takes every time he goes out. Um, that this large cat jumped off the right side of the embankment into the road and proceeded to stand up on its hind legs and walk across the road. And he said this thing was
Mm.
every bit of 7 feet tall, but it walked across the road like it was walking on two legs and didn't miss a stride or a step at all when it did that. It did it so fluently that it was actually, it amazed him. He was so freaked out.
Man. Urso, I'm sorry to hear that, bub. I don't like hearing sad stuff like that. Um, I mean, look at a lot of your Mesoamerican lore. They talk about werecats. Shamans that can turn into felines, different types of felines. Uh, it's. I think there's got to be some possibility. I mean, and look how many of them Mesoamericans have made their way up here to the United States. And you tell me that's going to stay in just South America alone? Hell no, that's just going to come up here. So, I mean, he quite possibly could have ran into one of those Mesoamerican werecats.
Oh, Bounty, I didn't know that.
I'm trying to get caught up on the comments, so.
Let's see if Bounty wants to come on and talk about the cat person encounter and see what see what if they want to come on. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. Okay, I can post the link in the chat, and if you want to come on, Bounty, just let me know. That way you can tell your encounter.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to hear about that. She said she met it
In Vernal, Utah.
Vernal, Utah.
Anybody have any encounters with cat people? Well, yeah, I mean, yes, it was your aunt's encounter, Bounty, but if you want to describe what she described to you, that'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Just let us know if anybody has a cat encounter they want to talk about, and you can use that link. But let us know so we can let you know what number you are, to come on, okay? And when you come, if you do come on, you have the choice to whether you want to show your face or not. So you could click off the camera on the link and just have your microphone on, and so we can hear you at least. You don't have to. Yvonne, I mean a cat with a cat person encounter. Some people call them Lyrians. Some people just call them cat people. There's all kinds of like cryptid activity in America concerning big cats. You've got the Cherokee death cat. You got the Wampus cat. You've got, several different types of cats. And I'm just curious about any cat encounters.
Yeah. Now we're talking about werecats, cat people. Yeah.
All
okay,
right,
sweet. She said,
Bounty's, she's going to come on. That's awesome. Yeah. I'll turn my camera off. I'm going to turn my camera off. That way it doesn't interfere with the signal.
Ursa says if you want, you can show the picture I sent you of me shifted. Quit being jealous. I can hold other animals besides you. You're not the only animal in this house that's the only one that's allowed to be held. No, don't. No, we're not having this communication. You heard what I said. I can hold other animals besides you.
I would say yeah, or so if you can send it to Eric. That way he can pull it up.
Ouch.
He's more technically savvy than I am. I'm about as technically savvy as a rock.
I hate hearing that, Deidre, especially, a couple days after your birthday. Ouch.
Oh, Deidre.
Mine's in a couple weeks. Yeah, my birthday's in a couple weeks. Fun.
Too much partying on Deidre's end of that birthday, huh? Deidre, you did too much partying. That's why you're sick, isn't it?
Deidre had a toga party.
Yeah, she probably
Hey,
had
Richard.
one of them wild island parties. We hear about those wild island parties all the time, Deidre. Hey, Richard.
Just a cold, got a heat pack on. Man, you ain't got. We're family, Deidre. You ain't got to lie. You was having a toga party, man.
Yeah.
Toga. God, I ain't
We
seen
know
that
how
movie in
you
forever.
islanders are out there, you crazy kids. uh,
Oh man.
no. uh, no.
Oh yeah, I need to go back in and listen to that. I started.
God. Oh no.
Oh, Carl's a Cupid.
He's a lover boy.
My birthday.
No wonder he delivers packages.
Carl, you've been shooting me with the wrong arrows, dude. Cupid.
Oh, oh man.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. We like to have a good time.
Oh.
Dude, I haven't been to a toga party in a coon's age, man. I want to go. Man, now I'm thinking about it. I do.
Urso said he sent the picture.
Okay. It must not have been on Facebook. How'd you send it, Urso? Because I'm not seeing it popped up on my deal here.
girl with a gong says, "Deliver them packages."
Wrong package. Wrong package. Got it. Okay. Return to sender. Oh, pop
Good
up.
old Gus. You know, did you ever see Maureen post Gus on Facebook?
Yeah.
That dog is incredible. That dog has got such a personality. It's incredible. It really is. Gus is not a dog. He thinks he's human. He's like Jacob. He literally thinks he's human.
Yeah, it's usually my birthdays consist of me eating a tub of ice cream in a beanbag chair, watching TV. I'd leave parts of it out. For those of you who don't know, that's a joke with, oh my God, Ron White. Are you naked, sitting in the beanbag chair, eating ice cream? Then this is for you. Yeah.
All the March babies. Don't forget to send me your mailing address to my email, so I can send you out some stickers for your birthday. That's for all the March babies.
Here's the picture.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Heck yeah. 17 and never been kissed. I always say 21 so that way I can still drink alcohol. Oh, that's wicked twisted.
Ron White. Oh my
Sorry.
God. That's hilarious. Ron White.
That is. No worries. Oh, there she is. Let me Bounty said, give me a minute. Little neighbor lady wants to go home before I talk. I have to walk her. No worries.
Yeah,
Trying to
Cecilia,
figure out this
that was a year ago though. Send me a mailing address so you can get this year's stickers. You guys know how I am about birthdays. I don't sing happy birthday anymore, by the way, because it's an incantation. It puts a spell on you to limit how old you can be. It's literally an incantation.
I have my very own poncho liner, Camo Dad, and it works. I usually keep it in my truck because, like, if I'm broke down in the wintertime, that thing will keep me warm.
We poor hillbillies around here, we use garbage bags. Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Yeah. Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. Yeah, that whole photo was all blurred up. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask here. That's why I still keep this on me, because if I shave this off, I get carded. Gosh dang, man, 26.
I think that's how old my boots are.
I think I was in Iraq when I was in 26. Huh, that's cool, Urso.
That is cool. That's really cool.
Hey, Val.
Yeah, that's what they say about that birthday song, the happy birthday song, that it's an incantation that when it's repeated so many times, and that it puts a limitation on your age. They say that technically what it does is it takes away every time you sing it to somebody on their birthday, it takes away 7 years of your life. So if you sing that song every year for say 30 years, that's 100 and what? That's 210 years. Okay? So you're looking at biblical age limits when you take away that song.
What are you doing? Hell, I was getting kick out of these comments. Like I was 26 years, 10 years ago. I was 26, 20 years ago, or 20 years ago. I was 26. That's why I had to think, what was I doing? That's 20 years ago.
26. Let's see. Oh my God, that's not even half my age. That's not even close to being half my age.
Damn, overbuilt. I said young. I deal with that a lot. You were stationed at 80 at 26. I'm pretty sure I was in Iraq when I was 26.
When I was
Hey, Amy.
26, actually, when I was 26, I was just getting out. Yeah, I was just getting out when I was
I'm
26
gonna be.
because I went in right after high school.
My birthday, I'm gonna be working. My birthday's on a Tuesday, so I'll be at work. That's what I'm looking forward to right there. I'm a youthful 51. Roxanne's in this. Roxanne's in the corner. I'm the oldest here. Rhonda, I don't even remember that far back being 20. Man, I was probably pretty damn drunk and high, so it takes a lot for me to remember. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. 26. What year would 26? Let's see. If I was 26, I was 20 years ago. So that was 2000 and what year is this? So it's 25. Okay. So that's 2005. Yeah, I was in Iraq.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I do
That's
believe
one
that
thing.
that is definitely the reason that a lot of people's ages have been messed with, and I do believe that a lot of
Mm.
it is through incantations, through spell casting and spell binding.
That and the foods we put in our bodies, which is tied to ritualistic stuff as well. But yeah, the med beds is also supposed to rejuvenate your cells and bring back youth as well.
Hey, Meadow.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading Combo's comment for a second. My brain tells me I'm 17 and my body says I'm, hell yeah. Yeah. Trust me, I know that damn, I know that very much.
What was that one
Very, very
comedian?
much.
There was a comedian, an older comedian, on Facebook the other day. I sent it. I think I sent it to Roxanne and to you, where he was talking about
Hey, Meadow.
joining a dating site for seniors, and
Yeah.
he actually joined it, and it's called Carbon Dating. And he also said that he asked a woman his age. He said he liked dating women his age because you know they seem to get along a little bit better and than the younger ones. And he asked this one woman for her phone number or for her number the other day, and she goes, "It's 140 over 95." Uh,
Yeah, I spent so many years jumping out of helicopters and everything else, man. And I always thought my green belt DI was full of Sergeant Nerad. Sergeant Nerad was one of my green belts, and he was an infantry marine like I was. And I always thought he was full of shit. And he says every year in the Marine Corps infantry, you add 7 years to your body. Now, I can tell you now, he wasn't full of shit. Yeah,
yeah.
between all the infantry stuff we did, plus jumping out of helicopters, plus my farming, fighting, mechanicking, and everything else I've done growing up, my body feels it. My body definitely feels it.
Okay, Bounty. I'm going to put the link in the chat again so you
And
have it instead of having to search
God,
for it.
Fort Benning. Oh my God, Fort Benning, Georgia. Oh. When I transferred to the Army, I started out at Fort Benning, Georgia. When I went back active duty, Fort Benning, Georgia. Oh. Third ID.
Oh, thank you, Celia.
Trying to get caught up on.
Candy, that means a lot to us. Thank you. Thank you. Uh,
Oh, you're welcome. I'd do it any day. You still have 3-day healing for most injuries except God. Man, I remember when I was a pup and I could get in a fight. I mean, a knockout, knuckle dragging, ankle biting fight. And I'd get up and I'd be okay. And, a couple hours later, puff here and there and a drink here and there, and I'll be all right. Nowadays, I do something like that. 2 weeks later, I'm still feeling the crap.
Yeah. It's definitely getting harder. That's for sure.
Oh, dang, thing jumped on me. Yeah, I'm always trying to as well. I've never been drunk either. I've been extremely altered state of consciousness, but I've never been drunk.
Oh, I wish I could say that. I remember praying to the porcelain god, telling the porcelain god I'll never drink again. I remember them days.
And then 10 minutes later, you're back doing it again.
Yep.
Yep. I've never been drunk. I just had the extreme altered consciousness. I tell you, man.
That's like I didn't have a falling down problem. Drink, get drunk, fall down. No problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I missed something on Poncho. Did I miss something, Poncho? Says he walks sabotage in public, flat tire. Oh yeah, man. It's them days like that, Poncho, suck. I have no clue what you're talking about and will neither confirm or deny that statement, Roxanne.
I agree with Poncho on that last statement. I hate them too.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, my keyboard's been acting up too. I'm gonna have to break down and get me a new one. Oh, I do too. Hey, the thing is, I knew Sam Walton personally. Sam Walton was a very dear friend of mine, and what his kids did to that business, I don't shop there. And the
Did you
stuff
see
I've
what his?
seen while I was in the military.
Did you see what the wife of the actual owner that died in the airplane crash, the most recent one, posted in the New York Times?
Mm-mm.
She paid $1 billion to the New York Times for a full page ad, and all it talked about was what she thinks that America should be and all that. And it was pretty liberal, but at the same time, it had some conservative views, but it was pretty liberal.
Hey, Bounty.
Hello.
How we doing, Bounty?
It's a good day. We're here. We're alive.
So,
what got was, a bounty out
was that your mom that had the encounter with the cat person?
No, that was my aunt.
Your aunt? Okay.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and describe what happened? I think that was interesting.
Well, they've always lived in Utah, mostly.
Okay.
In the Price area, and then moved around, but up in Vernal, when they moved to Vernal and Gusher area, she said that she had a lot of experiences up there, and that she had gone through a portal. She was just walking, and that she had gone through a portal, and on the other side, she felt this weird electric like sensation, and on the other side, it looked different. It looked very similar, but the cars were kind of hovering above the ground. They didn't have tires on them. She said, but they looked like the older version, like the 50s and 60s. And she said that that there was people that looked like her, and she was confused because she was walking out in the country road by where they used to live on the ranch out there in Vernal. And she would go for walks. And she just thought, well, this is odd. And so she just started walking through the town. and she couldn't figure out how a town had gotten on her property. And then the next thing she knows, people were looking at her like she was an oddball. Well, of course, you're dressed different, everything. And then this very tall, like 8-foot tall, it doesn't look like a cat. I mean, it's hard to explain. She said it looks similar to a cat and a human cross, but it's more like a lion head type of a shape, not like our small house cats.
Right. Right.
And I said,
Interesting.
well, that's when I asked her about the, what is that cartoon? Thundercats. I said, did they look like that? And she said, yes, but no. And she said he was dressed very regally in nice blue and silver clothing that was not like anything we have. She said it was shimmery, but it was more like sucked to the body type thing, like we would think a wetsuit is.
Wow. Now,
And
you described the transportation as being like a 50s style or a 60s style transportation, but what kind of technology did she see? Did she see any type of like different type of
there was
technology?
a wrist thing that they had on their wrist, and it was the same blue color that their clothes were. And they would look at it, and she said whatever they were doing, it looked like a crystal to her, a crystal shape, a crystal something, like what we would refer to as crystals. But it was blue in color, a really pretty vibrant blue. She said she can't describe the color of blue because we don't really see it here. But it's like a sky turquoise type of a blue, but very, very beautiful. Like you can see through it and it just kind of goes on forever. You know how they do the candy apple paint jobs on how it has like that depth to it?
Yeah.
That's how she described it. Well, like you could look into it and it would just seem to go on forever, but it looks like a crystal when you glance at it.
I wonder, have you ever seen pictures of what they call the firmament, the blue ice?
No. I'd have to look that up.
Yeah, you should Google that sometimes and come up with some pictures of what they call blue ice. They call it blue space ice.
Okay.
And it's said, well, I mean, there's so many things that they describe it as, but it's said to be a barrier protection that the Bible talks about and how it separates the waters from above from the waters below. And I'm not I'm not saying that it's an actual thing, but they have been experimenting with what they call blue ice in Antarctica. And it's an ice that doesn't melt and is like 100 times colder than normal ice. Like whenever they picked it up with their hands, they would get burned severely and have to have their fingers amputated. So they had to wear welding gloves to even pick it up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of curious if there might be some kind of a supernatural link to that blue that was around their wrist. Like if that's some kind of connection to being able to travel through the dimensions.
Oh, well, that could be, because she said that he pushed something on the blue thing, and then he said, you weren't supposed to come here. It was an accident. It was a mistake. And he said, you're okay. You're going to be fine. Just, we're going to help you back home now, basically is what she said. And then next thing she knows, she was standing about 20 feet from her front porch, which she was down the road about 2 miles before. And she just felt kind of like, did I just dream that? Or no, it really happened. And so she went over and she talked to she lived up there by the reservation. She went over and talked to, I don't know who she talked to. She said an elder or someone in the community. And they said that that's normal, that there's a portal that opens up around here. And if you walk through it, you just be calm and they'll just bring you back home. Unless they have a message for you or they want your help.
That's
And
interesting.
he told her just to leave them alone. And if they come back, cool, they're good people. And they show up every now and then. And sometimes
Wow,
their
that's
kids open
really
the portal, apparently. And he thought that was funny. They're just being kids. He said everybody's the same in the universe. Our children all mess up.
Yeah,
And
true. And
maybe,
there's a definite learning ability with being young. In fact, Eric and I were just discussing that this morning before the podcast. But I'm just kind of curious as to, man, I wish I had a picture of the blue ice I could show you. Let me see if I can find it on my phone real quick while I got you on here.
and maybe that's where a lot of our interactions kind of when we're younger too come from. Maybe their youngers are experiencing and experimenting. And we just happen to keep running into each other. Maybe. I don't know. All I know is my life has been just this weird, epic story of not normal. And you can't really talk to people about it because then you learn very quick just to keep your mouth shut.
Exactly.
And even my grandma told me, you have to walk around in society in plain sight, but stay hidden. She said, you can't go around talking to a lot of people because they're not awake yet.
Huh.
Which I think that's the most devastating thing is there is so many closed-minded people about everything. We can't even talk about anything anymore, really. And you don't bring stuff up because everybody's afraid of everything. Why is everybody afraid of everything?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying we need to go out on an adventure, but, into the depths where we shouldn't.
Right. Well,
but we
that's
have
just
to at least talk.
where are we as humans allowed to go? That even brings up the conversation and the discussion as to why the national parks were established and the state parks. Why are we allowed in them, but there's certain areas of the parks where humans aren't allowed to be?
Yeah,
So,
right.
I mean, what are they not disclosing is what my curiosity is. I'm trying to find that picture of the blue ice. Let's see.
And they have to know, humanity, when you tell it you can't do this, there's a huge portion of it out there that's going to. I mean, you can't tell humanity not to do something. They go do it on purpose. You can't block people off from things. They'll automatically try to break in. Just be honest. Tell people what's going on. Let the world know whatever it is. Whatever.
Hey, hold on for a second. Hey, Carl, reach out to one of us, bub. Don't be alone on a situation like this. Reach out to one of us.
Okay, I found a picture of it. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Well, I'm gonna hold my phone up to it. That way you can see it. Okay, hold on a second. Can you see that?
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, wow, that's really pretty.
Yeah, that's what they call firmament ice. It's called blue ice. And it's so cold that it actually doesn't even melt.
That is so interesting. So I wonder if that is in their, like we have snow. Is that in their world like that then, do you think?
That
like what if that's their whole world?
Yeah, what I'm thinking, and this is just a theory that I have, and this is why I talk so much about the supernatural and interdimensional beings and stuff. That as I describe it, as in between our worlds, in between dimensions, I describe that there is what everybody calls the veil. Okay. Now, what I have seen and encountered with my supernatural stuff that I've done in life, with the black magic and all that growing up, that I experienced it, but I called it the shadow realm. And I believe that there is, in between each dimension, there is a barrier. Okay. And you cannot go forth through that barrier to get to another dimension unless you complete something that you are supposed to complete in the dimension that you're in. And I think that possibly that blue ice is that barrier in between each dimension. So that's the wall that everybody hits, that they come back and they have to come back into and to redo their life over again until they do something to achieve that pass to the next dimension. And it even describes it in the Bible as being a wall of protected ice, impenetrable, and thick, that you literally have to get some type of permission to traverse through it to the outer edge. Okay, what we call outer space, I call it basically just another level of heaven. See, I think that the interpretation of the Bible is a little off. I think that what they call heavens in the Bible, and there's supposed to be 7 of them, 7 levels. I think that those are the dimensions that have been traversed by, people in ancient history. Okay, that have found out that there's that amount of dimensions. But here recently, apparently CERN found out that there was 11 or 12 dimensions in total. Now, I don't know how they came up with that number, but I believe that blue ice, if you have that blue ice and you use it like say, like native people use turquoise, as a love stone, as a healing stone, and also as a protective type of stone, just like amethyst and black onyx and tourmaline, black tourmaline, and all the other ones. I believe that if they have a piece of that blue ice, which is the barriers between the dimensions, I believe that helps them travel to and from dimension to dimension. Now, that's just my theory, but so far, with what I've been trying to figure out, that's probably not too far off. You know, it's kind of like having that garage door opener to your neighbor's garage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there is something to that, really, because if you look at how much reference, even like the turquoise you were saying, humans will replicate or implement what they've seen or learned. And there's something with the color blue. Even, gotta be careful here. Even when the pretty little
certain fires
layer, right. See, there's something definitely with blue.
Definitely. I think we've seen it. And did you know that the science, what is it, the Scientology main facility, and I believe it's in Arizona or Utah. No, not Utah, Nevada. And every part of their buildings in Scientology, where the headquarters is painted that same blue, that same blue color. And it's almost like that there is a certain aspect of our society that knows about that color and what it represents. And it's almost like they're trying to welcome something from coming through the dimension to their location by having the blue roofs and stuff, to make that connection. Maybe it's a welcoming color. Maybe it's a color that other dimensions perceive as kindred spirits, So
what worries me is humanity twists it when the wrong people get a hold of it? And what if they're trying to bring something here so they can interact inappropriately, I guess would be the best way.
Right. Yeah. Questionable activities
I'm
that
pulling up.
would benefit them and not the mass of humanity.
Right.
So
Is that what you're talking about, blue ice?
that's actually blue ice from a glacier. That's kind of like it, but it's a little bit more deeper. It's
Okay,
like
I'm trying
she
to
was
find a good
saying
picture.
yeah, it's like she was saying it had a depth to it. When you looked at it, you could see like it's hard to describe. It's such a blue. I mean, just picture looking at the sky and seeing the sky continue forever and ever and ever. It's kind of like that blue, you know?
And like the more
Yeah,
you
I'm
keep
trying.
looking at it, the farther it goes. It's very
Exactly.
confusing in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying
And
to
that's
find
what
a
I
good picture so everybody can see it, but I'm not.
I had
And
to,
I-
I had to
Look right now.
Google I had
Oh.
to Google it as blue ice from the firmament. That's how I had to Google it to bring up that picture. But yeah, it's just a theory that I have, Bear, to that that type of crystal has got to be some kind of part of maybe that barrier in between dimensions that we can't as humans traverse, you know. And they talk about how Elon Musk and SpaceX and our militaries have tried to punch through the firmament since the 1960s and 50s, with rockets and stuff, and they just haven't had the capability. And you know, I'm not
they're just
saying that that's actually existing, that that's true, but from what I've seen spiritually, I can attest that there is something there, a barrier that is blue that separates each dimension. And maybe if you have that crystal, you can get through the dimensions very easily. It's like having that it's like being on the ship, the Enterprise, and being beamed down. You know what I mean? Maybe it's that kind of stuff. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
oh, okay.
I find it very
It's a
interesting. Go ahead, Eric.
that's a really dark blue,
Mm-hmm.
really really dark blue. So
I don't know. What do you think
um,
about that separating the dimensions, and maybe these cat people have from another dimension have means to get through the barriers to traverse other dimensions? That's a
I think,
possibility.
yeah. Well, they obviously are getting through somehow that we haven't figured it out yet, which is probably a really good thing because
Yeah.
we can go there spiritually, I
Yeah,
think.
well,
exactly.
If you
you can
can,
go there. You can go there physically too with the right frequency.
yeah. But I mean, just to go
Hey,
ahead and
Michelle.
access it, like we access a house door, we can't quite do that yet. Like
Yeah. See,
whenever we
You gotta have
want,
the right
which is probably good.
the way I interpret it is that what we think of when we go through and use frequencies and stuff, and I'm not saying that this is 100% true. This is just from my own interpretation of it.
Mm-hmm.
That basically, when we use frequency, yes, we can travel through using frequencies, kind of like through an astral plane. But I believe that astral plane is still within our realm. You see, I don't believe that firmament is. I believe the firmament separates the dimensions. Okay, I really do. Okay, say this pen is the firmament. Okay, my hand is our dimension where we actually live. Okay,
Okay.
now on my hand, I'm going to have different depths of perception. Okay. Different depths of being able to comprehend things spiritually and supernatural wise. I believe that maybe these are what the Bible calls the lower heavens. In other words, if you go a mile up in the sky, you reach the first level of heaven. Okay. Where a lot of the supernatural activity that they experience on airliners and stuff happens, and a lot of weird things that we see in the sky happen. Okay. And then a little bit further up, however far it is, I believe there's another realm of this supernatural type of a dimension. Okay. And then eventually we go through like maybe 3 or 4 of them on our world, and then we hit that firmament. Okay. And that firmament is the separating force between the next dimension. And then I think that next dimension might have the same thing, might have 3 or 4 different spiritual or supernatural depths of it, perception wise, and then another firmament. You know what I mean? I believe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I just, for something inside me, it makes sense that we would have that, because when we as Native people do any type of ceremony, we know that we can project ourselves through those ceremonies to other dimensions. And it would just make sense that it would be a spiritual dimension and not a physical type of a dimension. That the physical type of dimensions are separated by firmaments. And you have to have, like I said, you have to have done something in your life to give you permission to go through that firmament to get to that next dimension.
Do you think that these other, do you think they have different colors?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that maybe they do have different colors. I'm thinking that that's why we see rainbows.
That's what I think. I think it's cluing us in to the other dimensions that we're able to go to. I think I go, and I know this sounds crazy. Oh my God, I know this sounds crazy.
No, it's not crazy, because we're talking about it and we're bringing it out in the open, and that's what we do here. We want to talk about this stuff.
Think about this. In Norse mythology, the gods can travel from one realm to another by a bridge. It's called the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah.
So only the gods can access this bridge. It is the actual name of it is the Rainbow Bridge.
So maybe the more knowledge you gain, each color you gain, the more knowledge you gain, eventually you can access the whole bridge.
Exactly.
Maybe that's why I keep going to that violet. It's not a violet. It's like a you can't explain the color here. It's like a purple mauvish, beautiful, but it has depth to it, like my aunt's blue,
Why do you think that the India culture has the chakras? Think about it. The 7 chakras.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
Yep. Milius, yes, the Bifrost. It's known as the Rainbow Bridge. Yes, Bifrost. Absolutely.
I don't know. It's such a fascinating way of visualizing things, and I do believe that eventually we get to where the creator is, that the creator of everything, of humanity, of all the multiple dimensions and all that. Eventually we will get to that creator, and that creator is what we call God, or the Heavenly Father, whatever you want to call him.
Right.
Every religion has a creator, and I do believe that eventually we can traverse our way to getting to the creator, and that's where we are going to just realize the perfection of all the vast worlds that we were brought into, and living in harmony. I'm a firm believer that those separations that, like I call the shadow realm, are just supernatural levels of our dimension, but they're spiritual dimensions that we have to attain to. Okay, like say if somebody's a serial unaliver in this world, and they they unalive 12 people, okay, and say that they died through, the means, that they do with people in prison, and they get trapped in that shadow realm, that dark realm, and they're giving a chance to come back to atone for what they did in the previous life. And if they save the life of, say, 13 people in the second attempt of their life, maybe, just maybe, that gives them permission to move on through that firmament level into the next level of dimension, or the next level of heaven. I just believe that because the Bible depicts it. They literally write it in the Bible that there are certain. In fact, I've got a picture of it, I believe. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see here.
I believe
Hello,
that
Anita.
too. I believe that too. And I know this sounds odd. We'll just say odd, not crazy no more. Odd. But I remember coming back. I remember part of my previous life. I remember how I died. I love that little drawing. Those kids did awesome.
Yeah, didn't they? They
Yes.
did phenomenal with that.
I believe that too. The waterways are the connectors. That's how the underground comes above ground. There's beings that are in the water that are living. That's how they come up into our. I believe that. I believe that drawing.
Exactly. I'm looking. I put that up because I'm looking for this other picture that I have that shows the different levels of the heaven. I'm going to see if I can bring it up. Where is it? Tell me I didn't get rid of it. Let's see here.
Oh, see, I can't remember what I was saying before. I hate that. Oh yeah, about remembering. I remember dying. Not this life.
Mm-hmm.
This is different. I remember I was in the field. It was my wedding day. Had a white dress on. I was native. I was upset and crying, and I had just come to a place of peace and acceptance, and I was not going to let them take away from me enjoying the feeling of Mother Nature. And I put my hands over the tall grass. It was down into a little valley, and I just went walking in the tall grass, and I just put my hands out over the tall grass and just let the tips of the grass touch my palms. And I was enjoying the sun, the breeze, and I remember blood dripping down off of my face. And then the next thing I know, it was black. So obviously I got hit in the back of the head and poof, I'm done. Okay. Well, I remember when I was little, I remember that. And I also remember, I'm going to find you and I want to know, I just want to know, why did you kill me? Why? And about 15 years later, that was about 5 when I had that. Then about 15 years later, I was walking down the street in Denver because I grew up in Colorado. I grew up down by Salida area. And my grandma used to live in Denver. I was walking around with her. We were up there, and this man just walked by, but he was like in his 30s. And I'm thinking, you feel really familiar. But he had a son with him that was like 2.
Oh, I got to sneeze. Sorry.
And that son, I looked in his eyes and I knew, I don't know how I knew immediately that you're the one that killed me. I don't know if it was this exact life or maybe it was a previous one or what, I don't know, but it just connected. And I thought, oh, bless your little soul. You don't even know what you did.
Mm-hmm.
And that always, I'm like, what? Weird stuff like that has happened like throughout my whole life and you can't just go around asking people, hey, do you know what this means? Or really? It's very hard to kind of try to discern all these little weird, how do you explain that to people? They're going to lock you up in the loony bin.
Yeah, and it's also let me see here. Another thing too that I've always kind of wondered is with the whole uh, interdimension thing, that basically with, well, you know how they report like UFOs and USOs going in the water. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
take a look at at that little drawing that these kids did on the sidewalk with the sidewalk chalk again, and tell me that those USOs that are going in the waters can't traverse through those hidden underground streams and rivers to the outside of the firmament area, to the outside waters, that basically the dimensions in between the next firmament.
They absolutely can.
That yeah, it just, it makes sense that they could actually utilize the water to traverse around the firmament and avoid having to penetrate the firmament.
And if you, I forget what it's called, but when one hole is taller than the other and the water can't escape out, do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Eric, I know you know what she's talking
You know
about,
what I
where the
mean?
water.
See, and every time I have
Talking about
information, then it just like I get this massive headache and then I can't think. I hate that.
See, here's what I was talking about with God's throne, how it's described in the Bible.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
You see the different levels.
Yep.
Okay, now I believe that each of those thick lines is what we call like the firmament, and I believe that each of those lines are represented by the colors of the rainbow, and that separates each individual heaven. And once we get to God's heaven, who is on it says on here, God's throne is above seventh heaven. Now, what did we always say when we were kids, when we felt good? We always said, oh, well, I feel like I'm on seventh heaven. I'm so happy I'm on seventh heaven.
I feel like I'm on cloud nine.
Yeah, I mean, there's a correlation to that. There really
I'm
is.
in here.
And I think that there are some beings in our realm that traverse the waters to avoid trying to get through the firmament, that separates the dimensions. But I'm a firm believer that there is levels above us, supernatural levels, and that's why we're seeing all this supernatural activities and demons reported on airplanes nowadays that has heightened up, because our sensitivity to seeing those things has increased. Okay, our abilities. And I believe that there is certain realms above a certain height in our ceiling that we aren't meant to see physically with our eyes and our brain, because it's spiritual realms where like angelic beings, or maybe the shadow realm where dark entities live, and are sent to until they come back, like a purgatory. Okay, so I don't know, it's just, it makes sense to me, and then each separation of the dimensions or the heavens, is represented by a color of the rainbow.
I think I agree with that. From the stuff that I've experienced, that makes the most sense.
Yeah. And I think that that's something that they have been keeping a secret from us. I really do. I think that they have known, and I think that the creator, whatever you want to call the creator, I'm not saying you can't call him whatever you want, whatever belief you have. It could be Wonkan it could be the creator, it could be Jesus, it could be God, it could be Buddha. I don't, whatever you describe as the creator. And I think a supernatural being like that would have multiple names anyways. that it would have the ability to say, I am the I am, which means that I am everything, you know. So I just feel in my heart of hearts that is the way it's supposed to be, and they've kept it from us. The powers that know, or the shadow government, whatever you want to call them, the Illuminati, or the Illuminati, like I like to call them, knows that and understands that if they deprive humanity as a whole from experiencing that and having that knowledge, that they can control us. I really think that that's a rainbow from God, or the Creator, is sent to us to show us and to remind us that there is a way to escape, that there is a way to move on. And I do
Agreed.
believe that those colors of a rainbow, are sent to us for a reason.
I agree. And what's the greatest distraction? Make everybody think their God is the ultimate, the only. They're too busy fighting over my God's right, your God's right. No. Would you all just stop?
Exactly. Because it doesn't matter what you call him, because he's the I am of the I am,
Right.
He's everything. He has multiple names. He's called Yeshua, he's called Yahweh, he's called Yahuwah, he's called, Wankantanka, he's called, whatever you want to call him, whatever culture you're in calls him is what his name is. And I think that he was trying to tell us that. Yeah, exactly. I think he has been trying to tell us that and showing us ways to get through all this evil and maniacal, fallen ones or demons or whatever you want to call them, evil people in this realm. He's showing us the rainbow after a storm because it represents us going on, having that knowledge, that sacred knowledge that you're getting there. Okay. You just got to traverse these many levels to get to your Creator.
I am the Alpha and the Omega, beginning and the end.
Exactly.
Yes, yep. Humanity is making it way too complicated.
Yeah, I believe that in my heart of hearts. And, I'm not saying that, you can't be Christian and or you have to be Christian to believe that. I'm saying that it doesn't matter what faith you are. Our Creator is our Creator. Our God is our God. He created us. He created everything. He created the ground, the trees that the trees that once grew 3-4 miles high.
Yes.
That nowadays they get as big as redwoods, 200 or 300 feet high. Okay. And, you have to understand that that's because humanity has fallen so far that he is incapable of perceiving the knowledge that the Creator is sending to us, that the Creator is trying to show us through certain signs and symbols that this is how you got to do it. And if you do it this way, I'll give you everything. You will live forever, and I'll give you everything. You won't want for anything,
Yes, and I believe that. I have for anybody that's had what they label it as a near-death experience or out of your body experience, however you want to label it. When you were out of your body, is it like you had all the answers and absolutely no questions? You could not think of a question. Where down here, all we have is all questions and no answers.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah.
If I end up dropping out, I got a storm rolling in, so I just want to give you guys a heads up.
Well, we can finish this up and just we'll leave it here, because I think this is a good thing for everybody to think about. A good way to even end it and let people know that, this is why I tell you all to question everything. You have that right to question everything. And when we bring forth these topics on here, that it doesn't mean that we are evil or maniacal or weird or quirky or crazy. It just we want to bring forth the discussion and try to figure out, because why else would things be happening the way they are? That's the thing. So, you have to really think about it. It's a very logical way to assume that that's how, whatever you call it, the heavens or the dimensions that exist above us are represented, and that God is showing us through the rainbow all these years, these thousands of years, of what we've got to do to get to him, to get to his gloriousness, to get to his perfection, whether it's humanity's perfection or not. you know I really do. And it's just a thought. It's just to put that thought in everybody's head, to do your research. you know Check into it. Just check into it and see what you find out. That's all I'm asking. I'm not saying that it's a legitimate, that it's the way it's got to be. No,
Right.
I'm not. I'm just an old Indian. Okay. I'm nobody to God. Okay. I'm nobody to the creator. I'm nothing. Okay. All I'm saying is we need to observe the signs, and we need and we have the right to interpret those signs. And I do believe that that is just the way that these dimensions and levels of heaven are set up. And I don't know why I believe that, but it just makes sense, because you have the connection of the water. Okay. You have the connection with the missing people, all that, and it just, to me, it just makes sense. So, do your own research, everybody, please. Help us out. Help a brother out. Do your own research and see what you find out, because it makes sense. It really does.
It does.
you know well, Bear, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and cut this out, because we're working on 2.5 hours already. So, and he's got a storm coming in, and I don't want Fluffy getting electrified there.
No,
So,
everybody be safe, and thank you for listening to my ramblings.
no, I'm glad you came on, Bear. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
It'd be a shocking experience. Take it easy, man.
What do you do?
Well, that was interesting, guys. And I don't know why. Thank you, Urso. Yes, please like and share this out and subscribe. I just, I just don't know why I feel that way, but I feel like everything was leading up to that, to us realizing that there is that connection. I want to thank everybody, all the moderators in the chat, and I want to thank everybody that's in the chat. You guys are phenomenal. You're amazing. You're stupendous. You're incredible. You're angels. Okay. You're all angels to me. If you can, please share this out, and, put the word out to have people subscribe to the channel. And hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon for notifications. Because we're going places with this information. And this is just another part of the puzzle that I think that we might have solved. Just opening up that door a little bit more to that full knowledge, that full disclosure knowledge. And I guess what's very disheartening and depressing is the fact that there are a certain few in society. We call them the elitists, the cabal, whatever you call them, the Illuminati, the reptilians, demons, whatever you want to call them, the evil darkness of the world. They know that fact that we just discovered today. They know what that means. And I'm afraid that if we don't keep going with this, if something was to happen to me or to Eric, God forbid, that we continue to stride through this and investigate this even further, because eventually we're going to get to that open door, that full open door, and we're going to have all that knowledge that's been held back from us. And we really, really need to. Okay. With that being said, everybody in the chat, you're family, man. You are. Okay. Those of you that just subscribed, you're family now. Okay. Let's traverse this information together. Let's question everything. Eric, you want to do the closing and we'll get out of here?
If anybody gets hold of Carl, let me know. Kind of a little worried about him. I'm going to be doing a show tonight. I just messaged Shane because I've been forgetting to ask him if he's available today. So I don't know what I'll be doing tonight, but I will have a show tonight. Well, put it this way, storms permitting. I'll be having a show tonight. You got over 1,000 subscribers.
Awesome.
Yeah, you do.
All right.
Yeah, you do.
Awesome.
Congratulations, bro.
Awesome.
So
thank you guys.
We'll be I don't know what today's topic will be yet. It depends on if I can get a hold of Shane or not. But I'll have a show tonight.
Why don't we
as
talk
soon as everybody's done?
You should talk.
That's what I'm going to be doing with Shane. That's what I'm going to be doing with Shane. I'm saving that for him.
Okay.
As soon as my INR readers are done with looking over Beast of the Ozarks First Kill, I'll be getting that out for published. I've got 5 or 7 chapters of the romantic sci-fi short stories written. Most of them are posted on my Patreon. As long as you're a subscriber, you can have access to them. And I've got the next 2 weeks set up too. Being as I got my internet back, I went through and wrote about 3 of them in like a day and a half to have them ready. Each of them are about 7 to 8 pages long. But I wanted to make sure I got enough to be covered. And each of them gets released on a Friday on my Patreon.
Right.
But that's available for my INR readers. When you get on your Patreon, you'll be able to look at that too. And
so
the show must go on. Exactly.
Yeah. Van, thank you for being here, my friend. Thank you very much. Your insight has helped. I want you to know that. You and Urso, Roxanne, everybody, you guys in the chat, Jason, and just everybody, TJ or TG and Tanya, everybody that's in the chat today, you guys are phenomenal. My hat's off to you. I'd show you my bald head, but I don't want the radiation to scare you. I don't want to blind you either. So, but radiation does that to you. That's why I wear this. So, anyways,
Mine falls out.
you guys are phenomenal. You don't understand that you are making the key. You guys are the key to all of this. Okay. And the more you research on your own and you investigate on your own, the more you're going to be able to make these supernatural connections to what's going on around us. Okay. And I think that the last 3 podcasts that we've done has been one right after another, hammering down those key connections. And man, if we keep on going with this, just think about the information that's going to be unleashed. So, you all are amazing. You know that. Okay. I want to thank everybody for being here. I did put a new mug on the Into the Red Rabbit Hole bonfire store, and a couple new t-shirts. I'm working on one too. And I think this is going to be a good one. I did it with like a design from AI, so don't hate me. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. No, I did it because
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, I did it because I like I like the concept of it. And to me, it just made sense. And we've got a very beautiful friend of ours that is going through cancer treatments for breast cancer. And it just made sense to me to put together a Bigfoot t-shirt that says, "Real Bigfoot wear pink." And, it has the breast cancer logo on it. And I'm going to be putting that on a t-shirt, um, a couple different styles. And it's going to be on the site later on today if anybody's interested in supporting, and I'm going to be sending the proceeds from that to cancer research. um, I don't feel that the proceeds from that should go to me directly, even though I'm fighting cancer. There's so many of us out there that are, and I just think that that'd be a good thing to have. And that you know give a little bit back, pay it forward. So with that being said, peace, love, and blessings to everybody. You guys are phenomenal. And Eric, you want to go ahead and tell them? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'll have to get the link, okay, because they tore down my old store for the lack of sales, so I had to start a new one. So Eric, that T-shirt you're wearing is a collector's item.
Yes, sir. Is it? And
Yeah,
I got it.
yeah, that's a collector's item. That's like one of a kind. So, um, anybody that got that T-shirt, hold on to them, because they actually, since I didn't have any sales the last 6 months, they closed down the old store and I had to start it up again. So I got to get all the new links to it. But if you type in bonfire.com/store into the red rabbit hole, you'll come right up to that site. Okay, if you Google it. So, but I'll have those other T-shirts added by tonight. Okay. Peace, love, and blessings, everybody.
Peace, love, and blessings.
Like, heart, and subscribe, and question everything, please.